Sylvester Stallone is more than a Hollywood star. He is a testament to endurance. For nearly 50 years, his name has symbolized grit, resilience, and an unwavering refusal to surrender. Through characters like Rocky Balboa and John Rambo, he offered the world heroes who endured hardship but never gave up. Yet Stallone's own life behind the scenes was far more brutal than any film set. Rejection, humiliation, financial struggles, and personal tragedy forged his character. His story is not about celebrity, it is about survival. Stallone proves that strength is persistence, not perfection. A birth marked by struggle. Stallone's first challenge came before he could speak. Born on July 6, 1946, in New York City, his delivery involved forceps that severed a nerve, leaving the left side of his face permanently paralyzed. His lip drooped, speech slurred, and expressions were uneven, an indelible physical mark. What could have been a minor injury became a lifelong signature, shaping both how others saw him and how he saw himself. From infancy, he experienced difference and exclusion. Humiliation came early, long before the world would judge him for his ambition. That early pain fueled a determination to survive and ultimately thrive. Childhood in turmoil home offered little refuge. His father, Frank Stallone Sr., was distant and unpredictable, while his mother, Jackie, focused on her ambitions rather than nurturing her son. Their turbulent marriage ended in divorce when Stallone was 5, leaving him shuffled between households and boarding schools. Emotional neglect became a constant, embedding feelings of rejection and insecurity. These early wounds shaped his drive and self-doubt. Even as he pursued dreams, he carried a sense of being unwanted. Yet that same pain seeded resilience. Stallone's childhood, marked by instability and uncertainty, taught him early that life could be cruel, but survival required inner strength. Isolation and mockery at school was no sanctuary. Children mocked his slurred speech and uneven expressions. Teachers often misunderstood him, confusing his impairment with limited intelligence. Labeled difficult or slow, Stallone grew frustrated and angry. Physical fighting became his language when words failed. By adolescence, he had been expelled from several schools. At 16, sent to a school in Switzerland, isolation deepened into depression. For a time, he felt invisible and unwanted. Yet even in these darkest moments, defiance remained. Stallone began understanding that if the world would not accept him, he would have to accept himself. The first lessons in self-reliance were forged in pain, finding a dream against the odds. Amid struggle, Stallone discovered acting, a path where vulnerability could become power. Upon returning to the US, he pursued drama, embracing theater despite constant rejection. Hollywood proved equally harsh. Casting directors dismissed him repeatedly. His unconventional face, slurred speech, and perceived limitations kept him from leading roles. Yet acting was more than ambition. It was survival. Every rejection became motivation. Every insult, proof he was on the right path. Stallone understood that if the world refused him, he would create his own identity. He refused to let ridicule define him. Performance became both an escape and a declaration of existence. Poverty and desperation. The early 1970s were brutal. Stallone survived near poverty, working odd jobs such as cleaning lion cages at the Central Park Zoo and serving as a theater usher. At one point, he slept in a bus station because he could not afford rent. Desperation pushed him to a minor role in an adult film, an experience he regretted but accepted out of necessity. His lowest moment came when he sold his beloved dog, Bootkus, for $50. Humility and sacrifice marked his survival. The world had stripped him of dignity, but not of willpower. Stallone's story proves that endurance sometimes requires unimaginable choices. Inspiration from the underdog, everything changed in March 1975 when Stallone watched a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner, the underdog, lasted 15 rounds against the champion, losing but showing unmatched endurance. Stallone identified with that struggle. Inspired, he wrote the screenplay for Rocky over 3 days, pouring personal rejection, despair, and hope into the story. The film mirrored his own life, an underdog given one opportunity to rise. Raw and honest, the script captured a universal struggle for dignity and recognition. It was more than a screenplay. It was survival distilled into art. For Stallone, creativity became a weapon against despair. Refusing to compromise, studios recognized the screenplay's potential and offered large sums, but only if Stallone surrendered the lead role. Established actors were suggested instead. Despite near poverty, he refused. He insisted that Rocky be played by him. Authenticity outweighed security. Eventually, studios agreed, albeit with a modest budget and reduced pay. This was more than a career decision. It was existential. Stallone refused to have his story told by anyone else. He carved his own place in a world that had long dismissed him. That defiance would define his career. Rocky's fight was Stallone's fight, for voice, for identity, for survival. Cultural phenomenon. Released in 1976, Rocky became a global phenomenon. Audiences embraced the story of the underdog, and the film grossed over $200 million worldwide, winning Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Stallone received nominations for Best Actor and Best Original Screenplay. Overnight, he transformed from a dismissed outsider to an icon. His unconventional face and slurred speech no longer defined limitation. They symbolized resilience. Rocky embodied the endurance Stallone had lived. The film's success proved that courage is not about perfection, but persistence. His art and life merged. The man who had once been ridiculed became a hero, celebrated for surviving against the odds. Reclaiming the fighter. Rather than resting on his success, Stallone returned to the characters that had defined him. In 2006, he wrote and directed Rocky Balboa, portraying an aging fighter confronting doubt and mortality. The film was reflective, intimate, and sincere. He also revived Rambo in a grittier, more personal way. These projects were not just career moves, they were affirmations of survival and resilience. Stallone's return proved that comebacks are possible even after public attention fades. His work demonstrated that survival is more than physical. It is emotional and existential. To endure is to refuse to let the world define you after it has tried to erase you. Personal tragedy. In 2012, Stallone faced his deepest loss, the death of his eldest son, Sage, at 36, due to heart disease. No fame, wealth, or success could shield him from grief. He withdrew from public life to process his pain privately. This tragedy deepened his perspective and informed his performances. When portraying Rocky in Creed, audiences sensed authenticity born of loss. His Oscar nomination for the role affirmed both talent and resilience. Pain became both teacher and art. Stallone's survival was not about escaping suffering. It was about continuing to live and create, even when the heart was broken. Endurance as legacy. Today, Stallone remains active in film and television, adapting to new platforms and audiences with projects like Tulsa King. He continues to train, write, and mentor, sharing decades of hard-earned lessons. His true legacy is persistence. From a paralyzed infant mocked for difference to a global icon, he was not handed opportunity. He created it through refusal to quit. Stallone's journey reminds us that strength is not perfection. It is enduring setbacks, humiliation, and loss without surrender. Every failure became another reason to rise. His life is living proof that resilience shapes legacy. Conclusion: the real triumph. Sylvester Stallone's story goes beyond Hollywood. Rocky Balboa may be fictional, but the spirit behind him is real. Stallone endured physical impairment, childhood neglect, professional rejection, public humiliation, and profound personal loss. Yet each time life knocked him down, he rose. His victory lies not in box office numbers or awards, but in his unwavering persistence. Falling is inevitable. Staying down is optional. The greatest role he ever played was himself, a man who refused to surrender, even when the world tried to convince him he was defeated. His legacy is survival, plain and simple.